Good morning. Thanks for joining us in Market Day Report. I'm Mark Oppold. We begin with Women in Agribusiness, a community to help women develop valuable professional skills. They'll learn about industry outlook and trends that are coming. The group celebrating its 5th annual summit this week. The interactive and innovative forum taking place in Chicago now through tomorrow, and RFD-TV's Janet Adkison is there.
Well, there are certainly hundreds of women that have come together for the Women in Agribusiness Conference in Chicago, and it certainly is a high-energy event with a lot of conversation taking place. Now, one of the keynote speakers just wrapped up, and we are talking with Grace Killelea. She is the CEO and founder of the GKC Group. And Grace, tell us a bit, first of all, just briefly about yourself.
So I own a leadership development firm. I'm based in Philadelphia. I'm a retired senior vice president of a Fortune 30 company. I have a real passion around leadership, particularly for women. And I also work as a keynote speaker around the country.
Well, this is a perfect event for you to shine and share your message. What is your message?
So I'm actually talking about the confidence effect, which is based on a book that I wrote this last year. And it's really, confidence is when you take the things that you want for yourself and put them into action. But women need real practical steps on how to do that. So for me, confidence is the ability to show up in the world with your personal power, asking for what you want, and showing up in a way that you're actually driving your own life and career.
Which is great. Now tell us, what is the first step for women, no matter what business they're in or where they are in life? Right. What is the first step for them?
Well, first of all, confidence matters, no matter whether you're in agriculture or whether you're on a farm or whether you're at a conference. So for me, the very first thing about confidence is understanding the messages that you tell yourself. So there's a lot of negative self-talk. We call it the inner critic, and it's really the GPS of your life. So it's helping to reset that language, first acknowledging that you do it. And I think once we reset that self-talk, we can then create some other action items that help us look and feel more confident in the workplace and in our personal lives.
Now, I'm sure you've had some good conversations with the ladies here attending the conference. And as I mentioned beforehand, we launched a program called Farm Her, highlighting women in the agriculture industry. Tell me a bit about what you're seeing with the folks that you're interacting with here.
So first of all, there's tremendous energy with the women that are here. And I think it's amazing, like your Farm Her program, which also highlights women that are maybe, there aren't as many in a particular space, but they're kind of charting their own path. So I think there's women here that are doing that either in a corporate organization or in their own, owning their own businesses, their own farms. So it's very exciting, and I think this is just another way that women are breaking through some of the barriers that we see across all industries.
Now, you mentioned beforehand also that you work with a lot of women, but you also have some co-ed programs that you provide. We work with a lot of young people in agriculture through FFA and 4-H. What would be the message that you'd have for these young folks who are looking at their future careers, no matter what it is?
So I think there's a couple of things that I tell millennials or someone that's new in the workforce. One is that you have a brand, whether you're managing it or not. So how you show up matters, and things like work ethic, the ability to say yes and have with enthusiasm to things, it's something that people pay attention to. But the other thing is to build a network. A lot of us get so busy in the work of the work that we don't lift our heads and build relationships with people. And I've built an entire career and now a very successful company through my network and the relationships. So start now, and if you struggle with it, if you're an introvert, don't let that be the thing that keeps you from going to an event like this, or even connecting with somebody that you went to college with that can help you learn and develop new skills.
Well, thank you for the insight. We certainly appreciate your time, Grace.
My pleasure. Thank you. It's a delight to be here.
Well, again, talking with Grace Killelea. She is one of the keynote speakers here at the Women in Agribusiness Conference that is underway in Chicago here for this midweek event. As I mentioned earlier, hundreds of ladies from all across the country coming together, and it's going to be interesting to see what else we hear throughout the day. On the road in Chicago, I'm Janet Adkison, RFD-TV News.
Thank you, Janet. The summit features several informative sessions yet today. This afternoon's agenda, including a discussion on keys to success in entrepreneurship. There'll be a workshop on leading through change and a Rooted in Ag reception tonight presented by Syngenta.